What's up, everybody? How is everybody doing on this Monday? Man, I need to move my stream time somewhere not this early in the morning. I can't handle it, bros. Waking up is rough. Oh man. What's up, Stolp? Midorima? How's it going, guys? What's on tap for today? I don't know. I'm just gonna play. I was practicing for last year's standing because there's a last year's standing tournament I'm playing soon. So that's why all my decks are like titled versus mid-range, versus controller, versus aggro. Because when you play LHS, you want to cover all your bases. So you want one deck that beats mid-range, one deck that beats aggro, one deck that beats control. So I was just kind of playing around with those slots and trying to figure out what I wanted there. LHS is now hosting my stream with 1,036 viewers. What's up, Zalay boys? How's it going? Alright, let's just try and keep the good cards, get rid of the bad cards. You want Death Spite to clear things? Dreadforce here is free with Death Spite, so I mean, you're gonna keep it because it's free, you know? Twitch raid, what's up, guys? Thanks for subscribing for 6 months in a row, Potty1234. It's a half a year subscriber. That's crazy, man. Appreciate it. Let's die into this Ladderino. You run double Cruel Taskmaster, double Armor Smith, double Unstable Ghoul to make sure that this doesn't happen. But that's just life. Okay, let's see what we can do. I think I just want to kill this. I don't want to die. Real life, that Ladderino does too much damage. We gotta get that under control, fix the issues here. What's up, G Titan? Good one, man. Oh, fantastic. This guy's curve on point. It's okay. I'm gonna kill this aspirant so that he stops his mana acceleration, hopefully slows down, misses his next drop. We're gonna get both of these out there for free, try and get back some of the tempo here on the board. I know which place I'm from, I know my home. When I'm in doubt and struggling, that's where I go. An old friend can give advice. Play the music. Yeah, I can. No problem. Let's put that there, and then here. Put that there. Maybe too low now. Maybe I'll turn it back up a little bit, but there we go. Hopefully that's better. I can also try and speak up a little louder. Man, what is this garbage? I really don't want to swing with this weapon, but I may be forced to. I don't think I have to. Here's 22, he's got 2 cards left. I feel like I can slam execute this, therefore then I can save the weapon. Try and make some patrons with it. Oh, he's definitely saving the weapon. Look at that. We can make so many patrons now. There's nothing stopping these patrons. Is it better now, though? I start streaming as soon as I have to go out. Well, I stalk you and then try and figure out when does E. Jones 96 have to go out. And then I plan my entire day around that. HS Midorima just subscribed. Thanks for subscribing, dude. Welcome to the Batcave team thing. First time subscriber. I appreciate it, bro. Alright, look at these beautiful patrons. Oh yeah, Forbidden Hopscotch. You see you there all the time. I remember. 8 8's are big. We can actually just straight up kill the thing though. We're not going to. We might. He's gonna kill me with it. I mean, he's gonna try, right? But we definitely want to do all of this. We could just kill it. I think we do. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he can clear both these patrons with just 2 cards. So since he can't kill both the patrons with 2 cards, one of them is going to replicate, which means I'm going to have at least 2 patrons. So I feel comfortable being able to play the value game with 2 patrons, even though I only have a War Axe in my hand. He's playing an aggro deck with not a lot of value, and he's played most of the minions in the deck already, so he's probably going to have some removal left over. And he's got to deal with this frothing, so there's no way he kills both patrons and the frothing. What are my thoughts on a turn 1 Abusive Sergeant when playing Zoo? I like keeping Abusive Sergeant off the mulligan as Zoo because it's such a powerful card in the early game when combined with other 1-drops. And then in a lot of matchups going turn 1, you're going to need to have something on the board, mainly to prevent a turn 2 or like a turn 1 Knife Juggler from your opponent. So if you're playing against a deck that can go Coin Knife Juggler, you're going to want that Abusive Sergeant or any 1-drop on the table so that you can react to it. Otherwise, you don't have a reaction to it, and then it kills you. So, in those matchups, I like the abusive. But if it's not a Knife Juggler matchup where they're not going to be putting anything on the board, you need to kill turn 2, then I feel very comfortable just holding it. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Not enough. We're out of combo range though. And we are definitely swinging for the fences here because he's real close to dead. Just real close. Is Combo Druid still favored over Patron? No, I don't think so. Once upon a time it was, but without like the war songs and the stuff weighing it down, Patron's more of a tempo deck and Druid really just can't keep up. Like, the thing that won me this matchup right now was the Dread Corsairs. Because I went, turn 3 I went Coin, Despite, and double 3/3 for free. So, it's like, just kill your minion and develop 2 things. Which is exactly what Druid can't deal with, is when you can kill their things and develop things. So, pretty strong. Old Patron didn't really do those sort of things. Our deck is good against Secret Paladin right now. Secret Paladin's generally weak against Freeze Mage, Patron Warrior, Priest, those kind of decks. So we have a lot of extra 2-drops in the deck, so that we should be able to do pretty well against Secret Paladin. Double Unstable Ghoul, double Cruel Taskmaster, double Armor Smith. The only problem is we can run out of cards a lot because we have so many early game 2-drops and such. If we don't find a Battle Rage in time, we'll definitely run out of cards. Especially because we have 2 Dread Corsairs too. We don't have any of the really value-y minions. We have a lot more of the quick, fluid minions. So card draw is an iffy thing. So we could potentially be taken to Value Town by a Secret Paladin. But I feel like as long as we're able to find either a Battle Rage or a Patron in time, we should be good. So, usually not too worried about it. How do I want to react to this? I guess I want to just kill it. I want to go here and then try and slam it. It's probably Avenge, not Redemption. But if it is Redemption, bummer. Alright, cool. It's kind of annoying. That's really annoying, yeah. It's got Avenge up. I think I'd rather have a 2/4 than a 3/3 with Taunt. So let's get this card out here. Plus this card's gonna be free eventually, so might as well develop the one that costs mana when I can. Oh man. Well, Avenge is gonna go off if I take any of the trades, so I guess I just want to load them. I don't have a weapon to clean up, which is pretty frustrating, so he's gonna be able to get some pretty sick trades off, but I really don't want to proc the Avenge because I can't really deal with it yet. So he's going to be able to use his Belcher to trade into my Frothing, and I'm hoping I pick up a way to clean this up better. Like an Execute or a weapon would be fantastic. Sometimes lucky, come on. Alright, I can use Whirlwind to pop the shield if I wanted. That puts this in risk of dying. I could use... what else to pop the shield? I don't really have other options. I think I want to use Whirlwind to try and pop the shield and then make the trade. Hopefully I find Execute here, or a War X. It gives me two possibilities of things to find, whereas using this only gives me Execute to find, because I can't find the War X to get through. So, unfortunately didn't find it, so I'm just going to continue drawing and then go here. Gotta try and find a Death Blade at this point. I can clean up my whole board and then play Challenger if he wants, which kinda sucks, but... we still don't even have the Execute anyway, so even if we had something in play. Yo. Alright. That's not a lot of secrets. I guess he only got a Noble Sacrifice out of the deal. How do I want to deal with that? I think I just want to play like the most amount of minions possible, so Unstable Ghoul, Armorsmith, and Frothing, just to make sure I have something able to stick so I can kill his guy. I don't think I want a Patron just yet. Should be able to find other cards to be able to go with the Patron. Alright, that activates their Execute. Well, we don't even need to Execute. Got another secret now. And another secret. That's the saddest mysterious challenger ever, huh? One of those has to be competitive spirit, right? So he's got Noble Sacrifice, Avenge, competitive spirit most likely. So we can proc the Noble Sacrifice here, War X, the Avenge, play some minions. There that goes. One of them becomes a 4/3. Yeah, we just take care of business. Oh man, it was Redemption. I did not expect that, but no competitive spirit's good for us. Do I just YOLO and hope he doesn't have a weapon? If he doesn't have a True Silver, we could win the game just by doing these two. If he does have a True Silver, we lose the game on the spot, whereas we could have won if we find a Whirlwind. I'm just gonna risk it. There's nothing on board that can trade with it. Well, even just like a King's pretty fucks, but for some reason, I really feel like he doesn't have it. I just get that gut feeling that he just doesn't have the way to kill the patron. See? Told you. Sometimes it works out. Alright, let's bounce on him and execute his guy. I think it's better to execute his guy than to Battle Rage, just because he didn't have a way to answer patrons last time, so he's gonna need to top deck 2 ways to answer patrons, because there's 2 of them now. Killed the Belcher, the Avenged didn't proc. Can someone explain to me why? Because there's no other minion for it to fall on. Belcher was just by himself. He dropped the little sludge baby, but the Avenged can't proc your own death rattle minion, so didn't proc. Top decks the True Silver to be able to kill one, but can he kill the other one as well? And no, so we're still in it. Pings off his own dude to stop me from replicating. Yes, we're doing that. Could play another patron, or I could just wind up with Despite. Pretty sure I just Despite him in the face. Allows me to make patrons next turn and execute his minion, which are things that I really want to do, so that's good. A lot of patron players came to the conclusion that Dread Crusaders aren't high enough impact. Well, I'm playing a deck that's trying to beat mid-range decks and aggro decks, so they're perfect for doing that. If I wanted to be able to stand a chance against things like Reno Lock or things like any form of Warlock or Warrior deck, then they wouldn't be good enough. But that's really not the purpose of the deck I'm playing, so I don't really mind them being low impact. As you can see, I'm out of cards now, but my opponent's dead. So, ups and downs to it, right? So, oftentimes the Dread Corsair versions, especially if you run extra 2-drops, you're going to fizzle out of steam really fast. But I'm hoping that with the design of this deck that I get enough done before I fizzle out of steam, that when I start fizzling out of steam, they're in a position where they're dead. So that's why I have 6 2-drops, which is way more than normal Patron Warrior. Normal Patron Warrior runs like 2 to 4. And normal Patron Warrior runs 1 or 0 Dread Corsairs, and I got 2 Dread Corsairs in there. So I'm more all in on the early game tempo, controlling the board, and then when I'm at my pinnacle of my tempo is about turn 5, and then that's conveniently the turn where you can make patrons. So then I just all in on patrons every time, and they die, because I always have board control by that point, because I have so many answers, so many 2-drops, so many solutions to that. So I can oftentimes do very well against mid-range decks because of that, because they don't have great board recovery options. As you can see, Secret Paladin has this wonky Consecrate that does nothing, Druid has Swipe. So being able to exploit other decks for their weak board control options is really cool. Alright. Let's see what we can do. I think I'm just going face. He's already used his 1 Consecrate. I don't know why there's an Ooze in his deck, but screw it. What's the best deck on the ladder? I have no idea. I'm not even Legend yet, so I mean, I'm sure it changes every day based on what people are playing, but I can't even get to the point where I can see what people are playing because I've been slacking this season. Thoughts on Pointy Hoof and Masan view botting? I don't know, you probably heard a lot of other people's thoughts that are like a lot better and explaining things about drama. I don't know how mine are gonna help you. Go check the Reddits and stuff and see what people say. There's probably people investigating and all that garbage. I have not spent any of the time to research it or figure anything out, so I can't really establish my own opinion too well. But I need to get BlizzCon points. I do need to get BlizzCon points. I'm gonna be playing some opens. There's this cool thing it. Yep, I did not keep that one. But I am playing an open, I think tomorrow. Oh, today. Today at 7 p.m. I'm going to be playing an open. So if you're playing in the Get Herminated number 8 open, you could verse me. And I think it's Conquest, so you can win. What do you think is the most broken / OP deck in the history of Hearthstone? Druid. I think that's been the deck that's ranged tier 1 longer than any other deck. So let's see what we can do here. Do I want to keep Patron, really? I don't even think I do want to keep these cards. I think I just want to mulligan for the War Axes, Cruel Taskmasters, yada yada. I need ways that can kill the 1/3, because the 1/3 Tunnel Trog just turns into a giant if you don't kill it. So I think it's too greedy to keep Acolyte of Pain, because drawing cards isn't really a priority, and I think it's way too greedy to keep Grimperation, because that doesn't come down till 5. I need War Axe, I need Despite, I need Unstable Ghoul, I need Armor Smith, I need even Inner Rage isn't even bad, and like Slam, those sort of things. Druid's not a tech, it's a class. Wait, there's more than one Druid deck? I thought they all just play minions and then force Nature Savage Roar. What are you talking about? Oh wait, but there's mid-range and aggro Druid, but they both simply play minions and then combo. Really different. Oh shit. People play Flame Tongue Totem. He's gonna drop Ferals behind this and protect it. Okay. That's scary. But I think we get the Unstable Ghoul out. There's Egg Druid. He didn't Pharaohs at least, so that's good. I guess I want to kill this. Could have killed it by Cruel Tasking this, I guess. Might have been better. Don't really need the card draw, huh? Yeah. Gonna get a 2/2? Well, a 2/1 after he makes the trade there. Why is there a Loot Hoarder in play? What's going on? I don't know if he's an aggro shaman or not. I'm so confused. He just do Crackle. How defensive do I want to be, really? I think I can get away with just Death Spiting this turn to set up for the clear next turn. I take a little bit more damage this way, but I got a Taunt in my hand, I got Armor Gain in my hand. I just think it's a little bit overkill to use a Whirlwind here when I have this Death Spite in my hand. Should have played Grom there. Good suggestion, good suggestion. I'll try and work on playing Grom for 4 mana. It's a cool trick, you should teach it to me sometime. What should we be doing here? Maybe we should be playing all the minions. I really feel like he has Storm, but at the same time, I don't think I mind too much. I could Whirlwind and save the Death Spite. That might be better. Let's try that. Try and go just here, here, here. Get this guy out for free. If you were Druid, you could play that drum. Yeah, man. If only I was Druid. Alright. This guy's got mad totem skills. Give me a patron. Let's get this game over with. Never a patron. I can play it after the whirlwind. So I guess I'll do that. I don't really need this mana or anything. So we'll do this, do that, go here. Punch him for one. Well, we got board control against Aggro Shaman. Till the Elemental Destructions. I don't know if he runs Elemental Destruction though, because he runs Tuskar, Totemic, and Loot Hoarders and Flame Tongues. But he's probably Aggro Shaman. He probably runs Double Doom Hammer, like. Minions' health more valuable than getting armor there. I valued it as more. Makes it survive Lightning Storm 50% of the time. So that's pretty big. That's the only thing I'm really afraid of is him taking back the board with Lightning Storm. I think we want to make patrons just for the value play and set up to try and just Grom something next turn. So I'm just going to go like this with the patrons. Make the trade into here, and then next turn this, if it's still like on the board, because it may just go here, or it may go there, and then it can go there. Basically just gonna Grom something, and generally speaking I feel like I can outvalue his deck, even though my deck has pretty low value in it in general. Alright, well let's see if we're right. He's gonna need to be able to deal 6 damage to this. Be able to instantly remove it. Frothing's a pretty solid card to have. Should be unlikely that he can just dome this for 6. He's used 2 crackles already. Oh, the taunts are super annoying. Oh man. Why does he run this card? Why is it so good? I'm getting outvalued by Faith Shaman with Fire Guards. Next level. Alright, Battle Rage value here is sick. Alright. See what we can do here. Well, we're at least gonna have a big minion left in play. It's not mid-range Shaman, guys. This is just Aggro Shaman with a Fire Guard Destroyer and some Tuskars. He's still got the Ancestral Knowledges, the Double Doom Hammer, all of the burn. Maybe he doesn't have Lava Burst, which would be convenient for me, because Lava Burst actually screws me here. Nope. Tries to go for the value trade. Just hitting Grom twice. No, once. I was like, holy crap, taking 20. Nah, he's not actually gonna take 20, but holy smokes. That's gotta hurt. Wow, these draws, man. That's what I needed. Another War Axe. Thanks, Blizzard. I'm gonna hold it back. We're gonna have mana next turn to do whatever we want, so let's not make his Tecton, Harrison Jones, or Acidic Swamp Ooze live, just in case he has it. Leper Gnome, that's a 1-drop. That's not too much value. That's good. He's not getting like an Ancestral Knowledge or something to put tank in, I guess. Man, another Taunt Totem. The king of Taunt Totems. That's a Rock Biter in his hand. He's got 10 bursts there. So the Rock Biter would allow him to clear this Patron. So I think I want to not play the Patron, because we know he has a Rock Biter. So we can just Armor Pass here. Unless we wanted to make him sink 5 damage into it and use the rest of his Doom Hammer, making another Rock Biter not being good, but we have so many draws. Cruel Taskmaster, Whirlwind, Slam, Inner Rage. We'll get there. Despite's okay. We gotta wind it up, but it'll get the job done. So let's immediately do that. Run face with it. Ladderino gonna hurt me. He's got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage. He's looking for 10 more damage and 2 more cards, which is possible, but I think it's unlikely with the cards he's playing in his deck. He had to cut some of the burn to fit in a more minion heavy list. Another taunt totem, man. Oh, that's a good draw. Now we can shut down some of these spells that could potentially remove our patrons. And it sets up exactly 11 on the board. So he needs to be using spells to try and clear some of it so he doesn't have to take face damage, so. But like, come on man, he's throwing taunt totem like every time. What do you think about Zoo? Would you use new cards like Gormok or Reliquary Seeker? There's versions of Zoo that work really well with those cards. The version I would play, not so much. I usually just fall back to like pretty standard Demon Zoo sort of deck. This is a really important roll. Nailed it. That was a 2 or a 3 for the game. Win streak bonus. Haven't lost in an entire half hour. Feels good, man. But so I was playing last year's standing versus some people yesterday, and I went. This is a Zoo list I was using. So it's labeled verse midrange because this is last year's standing, and I was playing a verse midrange deck, a verse control deck, and a verse aggro deck. And Zoo was my choice versus midrange, and I was able to win with this lineup. And I like this version of Zoo versus midrange simply because Void Terror is a huge pain in the ass for midrange decks to deal with. You can get it down on an egg, GG. You get it down on a Hunter Creeper, it's really strong. You get it down on a power overwhelming to anything, GG. You get it down on this, GG. It's like, there's a lot of crap that just midrange decks, they don't have the removal toolkit to be able to keep up with. So it makes Zoo so powerful because you have the 1s and the 2s, and then you just have this big explosive turn that they have a really hard time keeping up with while maintaining on tempo with you. Even if they have the Keeper of the Grove, let's say for your Void Caller, they're simply developing a weak minion into your Void Caller, allows you to get down a solid Argus, buffing your Void Walker to a 4/5, you kill the Keeper off and have another strong minion in play. So like, even if they have all the answers, it's really good. I don't like Boom simply because Boom is a tempo swing that they can get an advantage from. Like, they can BGH your Boom, and the Boom bots aren't really going to make up for it. Whereas all of these other sort of situations, you're power overwhelming something, trading it with their minion, then Void Terroring it. Then if they BG8, it's not a big deal because you're able to get the trade off first. But the tempo swing of Boom is actually something the mid-range decks can come back from. That is something they do have the removal kit to answer. Whereas these other situations, I feel like they don't have the removal kit to answer efficiently. So that's kind of why I like that in the Zoo list. And then versus control, I just had like a Druid, and it was pretty greedy. Only 1 Aspirant or Living Root, and then a Harrison Jones. Pretty standard. Extra 4-drop in place instead, just to be super greedy and get the early pressure turned on. Against control, and then versus aggro, I just have Priest. I like Death Lords. I mean, I like Injured Blade Masters instead of Death Lords. Then I ran Light of the Naru instead of Flash Heal. Since I'm not trying to win against the control matchup, I don't feel like I need the Flash Heals for the burst removal. And Light of the Naru controls the board a little bit better, so I went with that option. I went with 2 Holy Novas over 1. I went with 1 Death, 1 Vol'jin, because you don't really need the flexibility of Death against aggro as much as you need it against control. Against aggro, you should always have something kind of on the board, so Vol'jin seemed to make a lot of sense there, because then I could use my board that I established early on by running double Zombie Chow and all this stuff to get value out of it. And then I got Entomb. I only won Entomb because trying to tech against aggro, I don't feel like there's going to be too many threats I need to remove, but having 1 is always nice. And then double Light Bomb because against aggro, 1 Cabal because I don't want to be too heavy and have like double Cabal. So I have 1 Cabal, 1 Sylvanas to help against aggro, because Sylvanas can oftentimes slow down aggro a lot because they need to kill it in such a way that it doesn't take something big, and it usually always takes something because aggro has to have the board. So it's always going to take something. And I just want to slow him down a little bit. So those are kind of like a lineup that I made that included Zoo, and why I included Zoo, and yeah, that was the last year's standing lineup. And Zoo, I think, is definitely still very viable, and that's the version of Zoo that I would run, and that's the purpose of why I like Zoo in last year's standing formats. In Conquest, I actually think the other version of Zoo's better. But for last year's standing, I really like targeting with that version of Zoo. Alright, we can have Warx on 2, Deathbite on 4, Patron on 5, and try and clean up this most likely Tempo Mage. If it's not Tempo Mage, it does get a little awkward. Or the 4 drops of the Patron deck. There are 2 Dread Corsairs. Those are more of 0 drops. I don't really like the big clunky 4 drops with what this deck's trying to accomplish. If I was going to run the 4 drops, then I'd have to cut some of the 2 drops and put in the 4 drops there. I'm trying to just punish aggro. That's what the ladder is, man. It's just a big cesspool of just aggressiveness. So I run 6 defensive 2 drops and then the 2 Dread Corsairs so I can try and get tempo out of them faster. Look at this. Mech Mage is the thing now. Like, people are crazy. Do I run BGH into Demon Zoo deck? No. Alright, let's swing at this to try and set up the patrons next turn. If we're able to find Interage or Whirlwind, it's pretty fantastic. If not, we always have Loatheb as a fallback plan, but I feel like generally speaking, you can make 2 patrons and just be okay. They got a Fireball or Frostbolt to remove one, which can definitely impede their development. Or could slam, swing there, and just play Frothing. I don't know. I want to get the value out of the patrons while I have it, and I'm thinking maybe I just swing at the 2/3. Because he's going to trade this into one of the patrons anyway, right? So, I'm going to try and save a little life here by doing it this way. So, he's probably going to trade anyway, and we just save 4 life. No, he is not trading. That was a very incorrect assessment. It's okay, we're not going to take that damage anyway. We got a slam, we got a coin, we can break through counterspell. We can bounce off this Frothing too if it's not. So this is Mirror Entity. It's not Mirror Entity. So it's probably counterspell, so we should probably play this coin. We're good at this. Alright, it's not counterspell. Guess we're going here. Maybe it's Effigy. Alright, it's Ice Barrier, Ice Block, or Vaporize. I guess it's Vaporize? Okay. See something new every day. Alright. Does he have the Frostbolt? That's really the deciding factor. No Frostbolt. See, I told you YOLO Patrons is good. Alright, we can clean that up. So, that's pretty sweet. I don't know if I want to War X that thing though, is the problem. It's pretty low. Taking 3 damage. I don't think he's got a Fireball. I think he would have Fireballed. I know he doesn't have a Frostbolt for sure. But I don't think he's got a Fireball either, because I think he would have Fireballed the Patrons instead of playing Vaporize. It just seems strange, the Vaporize. So I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here to try and just set up lethal for next turn. And If he's got Fireball, Frostbolt, Ping, he's got it. But he would have had to have top deck the Frostbolt, because there's no way he didn't play it last turn. Why Berserker after Whirlwind? I don't know. We already set up lethal with it before the Whirlwind. I mean, with it after the Whirlwind, so, like, why get it damaged? My opponent's dead anyway. Didn't he get vaporized from Ethereal? Yeah, he got vaporized from Ethereal, but I mean, he chose to play it when he had, like, he could have Fireballed a Patron, or he could have Frostbolted a Patron, or whatever. And then in the turn after that, he played the, played a mech, and then he played the mech monkey, and then he played Cogmaster while he had 2 mana left instead of playing like a Frostbolt on a Patron. So we were able to identify he doesn't have Fireball, he doesn't have Frostbolt, so I felt fine getting myself all the way down to 10 to try and set the strongest board state I possibly could. Alright, so I want Deathbite against Warlock, and I guess I do want the minions and try and just push, because if it's Reno Lock, we don't win. So might as well try and be super aggressive with the early game minions to try and push for some sort of lethal. But you guys are right, we don't have any of the late game sustain and mid-rangey minions and things that hold value. We have Dread Corsairs and quick minions, so we can't win versus control, but that's fine. That's part of the matchups we're just throwing out. Looks like it's maybe not Reno Lock, so we might have a chance. What do I think about the state of the meta? I don't know. I go through not really. I don't know how to explain this, but like every other month, I either love or I hate Hearthstone. It just depends on how much I've been playing, right? And for some reason, like, you just get sick of it from playing it too much, and then you're like, I don't care what the meta is. I'm not happy playing Hearthstone. And then you get another month, and then you just love it for some reason, and you don't know why. This goes through cycles like that for me. But currently, I'm not a fan of the current meta, and I don't know if that's because I'm sick of Hearthstone in general, because I'm just like, I played it a lot last month, and I'm having an off month or whatever, or because the meta's stale. Like, could be either. So, if I'm honest with you, it's probably just because, I don't know, the meta's pretty stale in my opinion, I think. I think the same, like, 4 decks have been dominant for a while now. The same few decks have been super dominant for a really long time. Alright. Is there a reason to make this trade? We can make the trade to play around Defender of Argus if we wanted to. I don't care though. It doesn't really play around it because it plays around Defender of Argus, Coin Elven Archer, or Coin Coil. So I mean, like, I think we're okay. He does run Jeweled Scarab though. No, I'm not quitting Hearthstone. Meta being stale means I don't know what it means, I guess. Alright, let's, I did not expect the Shredder to come down. Let us see if he can kill 2 patrons with 1 minion. Likely it's no, because Zoo decks don't tend to run too much removal, and the removal they do run is Implosion. So then he's got to roll a 3. But I'm hoping he doesn't have the Implosion. He doesn't have any removal here in his crazy Reno Zoo thing. I don't know if it's Reno Zoo or Zoo Lock or what's going on with it, but I'm assuming he doesn't have very much removal. What? Brand Archon? Brand Owl. No? He had the silence, not the removal. Unfortunate. Well, we can clean up here in Battle Rage. Let's do that. Need to get the cards flowing for sure. So, it's definitely some sort of Reno lock now. I don't like control metas. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like sitting at the computer for 10 hours a day to get done with 5 games. Control metas are so boring. I appreciate face metas most of the time. I don't know, I just like change. That's it. Like, I don't care if we're changing it to more cancer, less cancer, whatever. I can adapt to that. The thing is, I just don't like it being the same for month after month after month after month. So, that's my only complaint, really. I do think I want to establish this unstable ghoul. We don't have any patrons yet, but that'll change, man. We'll find them. It's a low skill game? Nah, I think the biggest part of the skill factor of the game is when the changes happen. Because when it changes, you can definitely see who the skilled players are and such. When new expansions come out and new things change, the same people win all the tournaments every time for the first time around. Then everybody copies those same people. And, yeah. So, I think that's kind of interesting. I guess we're going phase. We're playing against the Reno deck, and we're just kind of all-inning, but I don't think we have another option with this hand at the moment. So I think this is our best odds of winning here, is just putting our cards on the table and saying, do you have the answers? And if they don't have the answers, you're dead. But all things aside, Hearthstone's a really fun and addictive game. Like, straight up, definitely enjoy playing it. But like everything in life, things can use minor improvements here and there. Bye, Frothing Berserker. Five, 6, 7, 8. I guess I could kill this if I wanted. I have Whirlwind to activate from. This way, if I find a War Axe or a Deathbite, I'll have lethal. In case he was able to do some weird sort of clear with the Argus there. So it doesn't really change my lethal outs, besides removing Cruel Taskmaster or Inner Rage as lethal outs. And if he taps Cruel Taskmaster and Inner Rage, you're back in the lethal counts. There's Reno right here. He's gonna be rich. Flame Imp then Reno? That's pretty dank. I'm losing to Reno mid-range Zoo. Yeah, as I said, we run extra 2-drops and Dread Corsairs. We can't beat Reno decks in general. We're just too fast and they're able to recover too quickly. Alright, that's the first loss, and that was versus Reno, which is like a control deck. What do I want to play? Even Force Roar's not bad at helping clear things. Alright. We also need a keeper. We need a lot of different answers now. He's putting out a lot of questions. Maybe we can get a BGH and it can just land on either the Lothar or the Tyrion and be very clean. But we're gonna need it quick. Oh, we got the keeper. So we can see where this Avenge lands and then maybe silence this Tyrion. Probably have to silence the Tyrion regardless, but let's try and clean up some things here. That's unfortunate. It's also unfortunate. So we want to silence this then, and then what? I gotta get this knife juggler dead, so I think I'm just gonna roar. I don't know, man. We're toast. We got so many cards in our hand. And not much we can do with them, huh? Maybe we're supposed to just taunt up and make this trade. It's got 11 then. I can't just roar, like, it's too weak of a play. I could charge this guy, kill the knife juggler, that's probably better. And we're gonna see if we're dead. Which the answer is probably, but... if we're alive, we have so many more cards, we just didn't find any of our removal options, which is really how you turn cards into board control. So, trying to make that transaction. Currency exchange, cards to board control.